It's my feel-good breakfast show.
You tuned into your feel-good breakfast show, Espresso, on SABC3 at the start of a brand new day, of course. Now, word on the street is that a few local and favorite mom-fluencers each received a Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass and a Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone inspired drop on their doorstep. And inside this beautiful storybook themed box were the tools they needed to write or draw their own inspirational stories. And here to tell us more and help inspire children's author Lebohang Masango joins us to give mother and 5FM DJ Sureshnie Rider some pointers and to talk about the story Sureshnie shared with the project in the hopes of inspiring orphaned and vulnerable children all across South Africa. Ladies, thanks so much for joining us. How are you this morning?
Hi.
So good to have you guys. Sureshnie, let's start with you. Take us through the process of writing your beautiful story. What were you inspired by to tell that story?
Thanks so much, guys. You know, as a parent to a young child, the entire campaign, the Glass and a Half project, absolutely spoke to my spirit of generosity, firstly. So it was something that resonates deeply with me. Every day as a parent, I try to walk Parvani through this gate of showing compassion and being empathetic to people around her. And for us, we use the story about being happy and blessed in the skin that you were born in, and to find it inspiring. And even if you might have flaws that you regard as flaws, but just celebrate the differences. So our story is all about realizing how special we are, accepting the skin that we're born in, and to use that skin to show love to others.
Oh, that's absolutely beautiful. I love that very much, Sureshnie. Now, Lebohang, what can be one of the most challenging parts of writing your own story? And Sureshnie, what did you find challenging when starting to write your own story? Let's start with you first, Lebohang.
So, I mean, one of the most challenging parts of writing a story is really the nerves and the anxiety, being scared to share with people something that's inside of you. Will they like it? Will they see it the way I see it? Will they appreciate it? You know, all of these things go through your head. And I think that's what stops a lot of people from sharing their stories. But what you need to realize is that all of us are sharing this big human experience. And as Sureshnie mentioned, you know, compassion and being able to relate to others with empathy by putting your story out there and getting over those nerves. Not only are you putting some light into the world, but you're sharing light with others who will share it with others as well.
Yeah, to speak to what Lebohang just said, you know, every day we try to encourage our child that when you meet your friend or you have a friend, to leave them in a better place than when you first found them. So our challenge was to stick to a story that would leave somebody inspired, but also to give them almost like a book of life. And if you look at what the book kind of, this is Parvani's drawing, by the way.
Oh,
wow.
her story,
Wow.
Yeah, so her story is very sweet. It's a story of a pretty little unicorn named Luna, and this is her fox named Pearl. And Parvani specifically said, Mom, we have to make kids laugh. And this must be, it's a little book of life. It's your life goals, it's your life lessons. So we wanted to kind of encompass that beautiful generosity spirit in our little story.
Once upon a time, in a dark and wild forest, lived a lonely unicorn named Luna Cadbury. She did not believe that she was special or beautiful because she had a cracked horn. She hid away from the sunshine in case the other unicorns saw her. She didn't want to give them a fright, and she was too afraid if they would tease her. So Luna stayed all alone with no friends to play with. Until one stormy night. In that same forest, a feisty fox named Pearl had lost her way. She was so afraid of the dark and the thunder and felt all alone. But Luna heard Pearl's tiny whimpers and came to her rescue. She kept Pearl safe under her majestic wings and covered her wounds and scratches. Every time Luna showed Pearl a random act of kindness, a piece of her cracked horn magically healed and fixed itself. To say thank you and show Luna some love, Pearl the fox took Luna into the brightest part of the forest so that she could finally feel the warm rays of the sun on her horn and her wings.
It's a stunning story, honestly, Sureshnie. I mean, honestly...
I can imagine it playing out.
Yes.
It's like an animation right now in my mind.
It draws you in, right? But Sureshnie, how exactly will you be sharing this story with the rest of South Africa?
our beautiful stories are going to be compiled into this magnificent ebook that Cadbury Dairy Milk have put together. All it is, it's about sharing a story. Don't judge yourself and don't overthink it. So we're all coming together, writing these little stories, and then we are submitting it to Cadbury. They've got beautiful platforms available to you on their websites, etc. But they'll collect all of these beautiful stories and put it together in an ebook. And this then gets distributed to those children who find themselves in this hectically vulnerable position, and it's that little story that will be a little legacy for them to like remember and think about, and always think about how special your words are, because every day your words they have an impact on you. When you leave somebody with strong, beautiful words, it can inspire them. This little book is going to be like a little handbook for life. So please, when you notice the Cadbury hashtag #glass&a-half, and when you see that you can submit these stories, take some time, write your story, and share this inspiration with everybody.
Oh man, I want to start doing that as well. I'm trying to conjure up a story in my mind. I'll have to find it. I know everyone has a story in this. I just got to find my own.
Tap into it.
So Lebohang, what starting points would you give someone when they are looking to write or uncover their own story? Where's best to begin?
Well, I think you should just think of an experience that you've had, something or an interaction with someone that gave you hope, that left you feeling inspired. And I think that's a great starting point, because these stories, as Sureshnie mentioned, are going to be compiled and shared to give the precious gift of childhood to orphaned and vulnerable children. So try and find a story that will give hope, that will make someone smile, because the entire point of stories is to expose children to worlds that they've never dreamed of. So even those orphaned and vulnerable children whose circumstances are not ideal today, share something with them to inspire them to know that they won't always be in that space, and they can hope for greater and wish for greater and aim for better in their lives. So I think just start with your story, make sure it has a beginning, a middle, and an end, and just share something that makes someone smile. Yeah.
Just get started and you'll see the story will just flow out of that pen onto that paper. But Sureshnie, what is the most inspirational part of your story that you hope will inspire all of our orphaned and vulnerable children out there?
For mine, it's very simple, is that kindness is magic and friendship is magic, and that when you are able to share with others and give your best to others, they will find the beauty in themselves. And I think we live in a world where little children are not seeing that they are beautiful, that they are loved, that they are enough. They're so worried about fitting in sometimes, but they forget they can actually stand out by being kind to each other. So I want to create a world of kindness, and I'm always encouraging my child to live that path and to walk that path of kindness and to speak warm words, because I do know that when you're able to leave somebody with a warm word, it makes their day so much better, and you never know the impact that you're going to have. So I'm hoping with telling our story, it shares the story of the differences, but when they come together, the Luna the unicorn and Pearl the fox, that they're the same people, and all they want to do is to be out and play in the sunshine. We want children to come out of the darkness that they're facing right now and actually see the light, and there is wonderful sunshine out there and these rays that will embrace them. So I want to leave people in a happy place.
Wow, you've certainly left us in a very happy place. Sureshnie Lebohang, thank you very much for your time and for just putting big smiles in our hearts and on our faces this morning.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you for having us.
Sureshnie, before you go, quick one. Which art gallery do we find your child's drawings at, all the artwork? Where can
We'd like to start a collection.
We'd like to collect.
Look at that. That's
a masterpiece.
Oh, wow.
Honestly.
Luna the unicorn. Look out for that animation coming out soon. Oh, man. And I hope that has inspired you a little bit as well. So where the real or imagined Cadbury Dairy Milk believes there's a story in everyone. And we're encouraging all South Africans to be generous with your stories of hope and share them. The 20 most inspirational stories will be compiled into an ebook and shared with orphaned and vulnerable children. So come on, South Africa, share your story and inspire others. Add 087-240-6488 to your WhatsApp contacts, and then follow the prompts over there. You can then share your story as a Word document, a PDF, or a video recording. Anything will do, really, as long as it's inspiring and uplifting, because that's what we're looking for. There is truly a story in every single one of us. We're so inspired this morning. Absolutely. Cadbury Dairy Milk Glass&a-Half project presents There's a Story in Everyone. Visit cadbury.co.za/storytime for more information on how to share your inspirational story.